I love
All right, so I'm getting the cue to begin. So let's start. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed participants, welcome, to the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Services Industries webinar, Doing Business with Chile. Now, we are thrilled to have you join us for this enlightening session that will explore the exciting opportunities awaiting Trinidad and Tobago in the vibrant market of Chile. Now, today's session promises to be both informative and engaging, featuring key figures who will share invaluable insights on the economic landscape of Chile and how our local services sector, can benefit from this burgeoning partnership. Now, I want to stop for a second. I might be aging myself here, but when I think about successful partnerships, one of the things that comes to mind is a combination of the Chilean footballers, Zamorano and Salas. So when I was as a young hopeful footballer, Zamorano and Salas were the leading footballers for Chile at that point in time. And what they always exemplified for me was the spirit of collaboration and teamwork. And I believe that that is what we are trying to achieve here today. And the dedication of Zamorano and Salas to the success on the field, I believe, mirrors the opportunities that we seek in our economic endeavors, reinforcing the idea that working together can lead to remarkable outcomes. Now, our program today includes an address by our gracious host, the TTCSI President, Mr. Mark Edgell, who will set the stage for our discussions. Also, we have Ambassador of Chile, Hernan Nunez, who will provide a unique perspective on the bilateral relations between our nations. We're also honored to have trade representative of Pro Chile, Ms. Ivy Chavez, and also the Pro Chile trade director, Liz Rivas, who will offer presentations filled with practical advice and strategies for successful business endeavors in Chile. Now, before we dive into the rich content of this webinar and hear the fascinating tidbits of Chile, I want to say that Chile is renowned for its breathtaking landscape, from the arid deserts to the pristine beauty of the Patagonia. Now, one of the things that I also like about Chile is the Easter Island. That unique landscape that is Easter Island also. And as Mr. Edgell would have been saying earlier, Chile is this vast, you know, differences from the north to the south, so there's so much that we can learn from Chile. And, it's a global leader in the production of copper, and its wine industry is celebrated worldwide, making it a destination for both business and leisure. So without much further ado, let's embark on this journey of discovery, where we uncover the untapped potential of doing business with Chile. Now, to kick off our proceedings this morning, I just want to invite Mr. Edgell to the podium. Mr. Edgell has been the president of the TTCSI since 2021 and has been doing successfully well in terms of leading the organization. Mr. Edgell, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Joel. Good morning.
Good morning.
His Excellency Hernan Nunez Montenegro, Ambassador of the Republic of Chile to Trinidad and Tobago, distinguished ambassadors and embassies representatives, government officials, partnering associations, sponsors, members of the board of directors of the TTCSI, member associations of the TTCSI, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the latest installment of the TTCSI's Doing Business with the World series. Today, we are stopping off in Chile, and our heartfelt thanks goes to His Excellency, Mr. Hernan Nunez Montenegro, and the rest of his team at the Embassy of the Republic of Chile in Trinidad and Tobago for all they have done to make today's webinar a reality. There have been roughly 60 years of bilateral relations between Trinidad and Tobago and Chile, as we established diplomatic relations with each other on February 3rd, 1964. During our 60-year friendship, apart from exploring trade and investment opportunities, we have worked hard to maintain ties in cultural and educational arenas and to strengthen technical cooperation, especially with regard to intellectual property and solar energy infrastructure. We had the privilege of seeing our Prime Minister afforded every honor during his official state visit to Chile in May of 2017, and his bilateral talks with then Chilean President Michelle Bachelet, the fruits of which are still being appreciated today. We also cherished the visit to Trinidad and Tobago several years before that by former President Bachelet in February of 2010, during which important agreements were signed covering trade in energy services, as well as a bilateral air services agreement. At the multilateral level, both our countries are members and partners of the ACS, which is the Association of Caribbean States, CELAC, the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, the OAS, the Organization of American States, and the United Nations, among many other world-changing institutions. In terms of trade, we know that a couple of years before the pandemic, Chile would have had a total trade figure with Trinidad and Tobago of $6 billion in 2018 alone. Chile is one of Trinidad and Tobago's largest importers of LNG. In 2017 alone, we supplied 92% of Chile's LNG imports, valued at approximately $650 million, and also accounted for 38% of exports from Chile to CARICOM. In 2022, according to the United Nations Comtrade database in international trade, Chile imported some $652.6 million worth of goods from Trinidad and Tobago, almost all of which is comprised of mineral fuels, oils, distillation products, and inorganic chemicals. Meanwhile, Comtrade data reveals that in 2022, Chile's exports to Trinidad and Tobago were valued at $26.7 million, as both countries sought to recover from the recent pandemic. The key items traded included wood pulp, wood articles and cellulose, vegetables, fruit and nut preparations, as well as edible fruits, cereals, flowers, and starches, and paper and paperboard products. Your Excellency, one of the things we are very happy about is your country's growing love affair with our Trinitario cocoa and the Angostura bitters. Indeed, your predecessor, Ambassador Juan Anibal Barria Garcia, worked tirelessly to ensure these products would become more easily accessible to the Chilean market. We are also aware that you have picked up the baton for him in terms of diversifying the products you import from us, expanding from a substantial energy sector trade relationship. And through this webinar, we hope to expand further into more services-related trade with you. Mr. Ambassador, one item that has occupied both our governments over the past several years is the partial scope trade agreement, which, when completed, will allow Trinidad and Tobago's exports to enter the Chilean market of over 19 million persons at preferential rates and duties. We're definitely looking forward to that. The fourth round of negotiations was completed on June 1st, 2023, and we certainly look forward to enhanced cooperation between us in the areas of trade facilitation and electronic trade. Your Excellency, like so many states around the world, our countries learned a couple of harsh lessons about long-standing economic vulnerabilities, such as high inequality in our populations. In addition, our small and medium-sized companies or our enterprises, particularly in the services sector, took a severe beating. However, at the TTCSI, we see the services sector SMEs as the business entities best positioned to accelerate economic growth and provide employment opportunities in our markets. And many governments around the world have recognized this fact and are placing substantial focus on the development of this sector. It is our opinion that when it comes to trade and services, there is tremendous opportunity and room for growth in both our countries. According to the World Bank collection of development indicators, the trade and services percentage of GDP for both Trinidad and Tobago and Chile is essentially equal. In Chile, it was reported to be 10.59% in 2022, whereas in Trinidad and Tobago, it was reported at 10.66% in 2021. As such, it is clear that the prospects are excellent for us to stimulate growth in our respective service sectors, and we are taking the first steps with this webinar today so that both our services entrepreneurs and firms can hit the ground running. As I have noted in previous webinars, the possibilities are endless for Trinidad and Tobago services SMEs and entrepreneurs eager to do business and export their services with countries around the world, and for their counterparts in other countries to do business with them here. The Doing Business with the World series was designed with that goal in mind. One important step we've taken to support our SMEs is to create a National Services Exporters Portal, or NSEP, a portal that allows Trinidad and Tobago services exporters firms to be seen by and make connections with services sector firms in other countries. It is a critical pillar supporting this initiative. I would like to once again remind all TNT SMEs who are yet to register on the NSEP, do yourselves a favor and register today. We are providing you with tremendous opportunities to ensure that you can connect with regional and international firms eager to do business with us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to again extend my heartfelt thanks to His Excellency Hernan Nunez Montenegro and the rest of his team at the Embassy of Chile, Trinidad and Tobago, for all they have done to make today's webinar a reality. Your Excellency, we at the TTCSI look forward to a long and fruitful friendship with you and your team as we work towards deepening business relationships for prosperity and services entrepreneurs in both our countries. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we now join our facilitators who will demystify how to do business in Chile. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edgel, and thank you very much for the opening remarks and helping us lay the foundation for what we intend to do today, which is, as you said just now, demystifying it and looking at the landscape of Chile and seeing how we can come and collaborate and so on. And in laying that foundation, I think there's no better person at this point in time to address us than His Excellency Hernan Nunez, the Ambassador of Chile in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Ambassador Hernan Nunez is a graduate from the Diplomatic Academy of Chile, a professor in history and geography with over a 34-year career in the Chilean Foreign Service. Ambassador Nunez has worked in the bilateral, multilateral, consular, and administrative areas. He began his diplomatic career in Madrid, Spain in 1992. And throughout his career, Ambassador Nunez held positions within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Chile as Human Resources Director, Cabinet Secretary, Administrative Chief of Cabinet, and Financial Director. The overseas diplomatic assignments include the embassies of Chile in Spain, Uruguay, Venezuela, and the Consulate General in Stockholm, Sweden, as well as Florida, USA. Good morning, Ambassador, and thank you for joining us this morning. I just want to open the floor to you now. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Mark, for your words. And Joe, I have a good news for you. I love soccer too.
Right.
And I'm very good friend of Ivan Zamorano, and I've been talking with him. In the next future, he's going to visit us here in Porto, Spain. I'm going to invite you to meet him personally.
Wow. Christmas came early.
Ambassador, I think you're trying to get Joel to fall off of his chair right now. You have to be very careful.
Oh, perfect. Well, first of all, thank you very much to Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Services Industries for giving us access to this virtual space to allow us to get to know each other better and provide information about the long, distant, and beautiful country that is Chile. In short, we'll give you better tools so that you can make the best decision for your business. Perhaps most of you have had the chance to enjoy a glass of Chilean wine, and perhaps you have done so here in Porto, Spain, or Miami, or London, or Tokyo, or Beijing. Indeed, nowadays Chilean wine can be found in many different places in the world. This is not by chance. It is the product of continued work over time. For this and other positive experiences, we have learned a lot, and today we want to share them with you. The good news is that I will be very brief because the important thing is to be able to listen to our experts, which that in mind, I would like to go straight ahead and highlight the four main aspects. First, next year, we will commemorate 60 years of bilateral relations, and Chile has had a resident embassy in Port of Spain for almost 20 years. In 2010, President Bachelet visited Trinidad and Tobago. In 2017, Prime Minister Rowley traveled to Chile. The two countries share important values such as respect for international law and respect for the human rights. We can say, therefore, that between the two countries, there are strong ties of friendship, and it is always easier to do business with friends. Second, integration. Likewise, both countries are working toward regional integration. Today, more than ever, it's necessary to turn good ideas into action. We have come a long way, but we have to continue in this direction. Everything we do must be for the benefit of our citizens. Third, trade agreement. Today, we're negotiating a trade agreement called the Partial Scope Trade Agreement. The fifth and hopefully the final round of negotiations will take place in this capital next December. As you know, this is a great opportunity to move to a new level in our relationship. Fourth, why Chile? Perhaps this is the fundamental question we need to answer. Chile has been working for years to strengthen its external sector. This process has resulted in a gradual, persistent reduction in tariffs and signing of various free trade agreements. Today, we have signed a total of 32 free trade agreements with 65 economies, which represent 88% of the world's GDP. And these deals give us access to 65% of the global population. Because of these preferential conditions, Chile's exports are able to enter an expanding market of 5 billion people. The process through Chile with the Chilean economy has evolved, has been intrinsically linked to the growth of its export sector. Indeed, for Chile, it is essential to open its market to the foreign trade in order to expand the consumer outreach of its products and, with it, increase production and employment in sectors in which it has comparative advantage over the rest of the world. In 2022, the OECD issued the Economic Survey of Chile report, stating that Chile's fiscal position remains strong, and the combination of a credible fiscal rule with financial and monetary policies managed by an autonomous central bank will allow Chile to maintain its macroeconomic soundness and support counter-cyclical policies. More specific information will follow from the other speakers, but I can tell you that Chile is a good partner. Believe me. We, through ProChile, are here to help you in the process of doing business with Chile. We are looking forward to do business with you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thankfully, laying the foundation first, in terms of what we intend to do this morning, and enlightening us. And yes, a glass of Chilean wine, I think is something that many people look forward to. And I thank you for laying the foundation first here this morning, Ambassador. Really a pleasure. All right. Now, moving on from the Ambassador, we'll be heading across to Miss Liz Rivas de Ginebra. Please forgive me if I messed up the latter half of the surname, but Ms. Rivas has a degree in business administration. She's a graduate from the University of Iberoamericana. She also studied international trade at Concordia University in Montreal, Canada, and the Technological Administration in Boston, Massachusetts. As well, she has also studied international trade relations at Florida International University, Miami, Florida. And she studied international economic relations at INWENT in Germany and construction of global business opportunities in Chile. So we're seeing a vast diversity in terms of the educational path. She currently works as the trade director of ProChile in the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. ProChile is the export promotion government agency within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with the mission of promoting and increasing Chilean exports to world markets and work with importers in product development. Her first work steps were carried out as trade negotiation analyst of the Trade Negotiations and Integration Processes Division of the Undersecretary of State for Foreign Affairs for Economic Affairs and Trade Negotiations. Ms. Rivas, I just want to open the floor to you now, and I thank you for being here with us. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Joel, for your kind introductions. Good morning to the distinguished guests, to the President, Mr. Mark Akil, to the CEO, Mrs. Bastich Giren, and all members of the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Services Industry. To His Highness, to His Excellency, Mr. Hernan Núñez, Ambassador of Chile, to my colleague, Ivy Núñez, the trade representative of ProChile in Mexico, and to all participants. It is an honor for me to be with you this morning. I would like to thank you, the TTCSI, ex-president and organizer of this Doing Business with the World Series webinar, for giving us the opportunity to be part of it and to be able to share with your members and some useful information to understand better the Chilean market, how to do business with it, and which are the business and investment opportunities that are awaiting for all of you in Chile. I hope we all have a very productive morning, so let's start my presentation. I will share it. Are you seeing the presentation?
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Ivy. Well, I will present in Doing Business with Chile, as you say, and Liz River, a trade director for Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago. We will see, I will give you information about Chile as a general overview of Chile, why to think on Chile for a partner, for a business partner, and Chile as a place to invest in. I will give you some information about ProChile, what we are and what we do, and our exportable. Chile, general overview. Chile is a creative country with a great natural and human potential. As we can see in the map, Chile is located in the northernmost part of the planet that is connected to the world. You see the red part map, this is Chile. Chile has 4,003 kilometers long with more than 6,000 kilometers of coastlines. This long and narrow strip of land has 7 different climes in it, 60 regions that are located where you can see the red points in the Chilean map. Chile has a population of 19.8 million people and more than 25,000 of GDP per capita in 2021. Chile is a diverse democratic republic looking to create a better future for the world. We have presence, as you can see too, in the map, we have presence in 3 continents, the American, Oceania, and Antarctica. Chile has a natural barriers at all 4 compass points, which protect Chile and convert it into a true phytosanitary island, thereby reducing the incidence of pests and disease. Its unique geographic is framed by the Andes Mountain, the Pacific Ocean, the Atacama Desert, and the ice of the South. These elements serve as a natural phytosanitary barriers and protect and preserve the purity, freshness, and quality of Chileans' food products. As I told you before, Chile have a variety of climes. As it is a such a long country, Chile has usually variety range of climes. One the particular standout is the Mediterranean climate, which has enabled
Liz?
All right, so I think we may have just lost Mr. Rivas
Yeah,
for a couple
I'm
minutes.
gonna talk to her in the
Sure.
WhatsApp. Yeah.
But we are seeing beautiful images of Chile in the interim. But these technical issues happen, and we hope that we're able to address them and correct them as soon as possible. Right.
did I
Welcome back, Ms. Rivers. Yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing and seeing you again.
So did you see the presentation?
We
Or
will see. Yeah, we will see in the presentation.
Until which
You're
slide?
now,
Natural,
you're now
natural
talking about,
barriers.
you're now talking about climate,
Yeah.
the curious climate.
Sorry?
Your first slide.
Oh
Oh,
my
sorry,
goodness.
your second slide.
Okay, I will start.
It's actually,
Right,
I
so I
think,
believe
I
like
think it's
page
your, I think
five.
I think it's your fifth slide on your
Yeah.
presentation.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
the last part of your fifth slide.
Sorry for that. I didn't notice.
That's okay. Yes, slide 5. Variety of climates.
Over there.
No, slide 5. Yeah, slide 5.
That one.
Next one.
Yeah.
Next.
That one.
The one with yes, that is it.
That's it.
Thank you. Sorry
Welcome.
for that. I didn't notice. Well, I was saying that Chile have a natural barriers at all the 4 compass points, which protect Chile and convert it into a true phytosanitary island, thereby reducing the incidence of pests and disease. Its unique geographic framed by the Mosaic and Pacific Oceans, the Atacama Desert, and the ice of the South. These elements serve as natural phytosanitary barriers and protect and preserve the purity, freshness, and quality of Chileans' food produce. As I told you before, Chile has a variety of climates, such as a lone country. Chile has an unusual varied range of climate. One of the particularly stand out is the Mediterranean climate, which has enabled Chile to become a major food producer. This climate is especially advantageous for obtaining good quality food, good quality raw materials, and extracted production, with is counter-seasonal to the northern hemisphere. So why to think of Chile as a partner? Connected and committed to the global economy. We create a reliable and dynamic business environment for foreign trade and investment in the southernmost part of the world. Chile is one of the most open economies in the world. Chile has the best in the regions when it comes to ease of doing business and economic freedom. Chile is the region's most competitive country. Chile has an open, transparent, and dynamic business environment. Chile was the first South American economy that get into the ODEC. The ODEC is the Organization for Economic.
Joel.
Yeah, I think that we may have.
Yeah, do we have Ms. Rivers' presentation on our side that we can share the presentation so it's not coming through her system? I think the bandwidth might be an issue on her side right now.
Let me check.
Yes.
See what we can do.
Or should she take off the video?
All right, Liz.
Mr. Rivas?
Yeah. You're muted, Liz.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she's on a call.
All right, so we'll see. Murphy's Law, unfortunately, Murphy's Law tends to hit us when we least expect it. I know we would have been doing our little trials before in terms of audio checks and so on. And so we're trying to see how best we can rectify the situation to ensure that Ms. Rivas's presentation, we'll be able to get the full gamut of her presentation, also give her the opportunity to properly deliver her presentation. Ms.
Liz?
Rivas, we're going to see how, yeah.
Yeah, Liz, would you like us to share your presentation for you?
Yes, please. Or I will turn on the camera. I will turn off the camera.
Okay, go ahead and share your presentation and you can turn off the camera and let's see if that works. That'll be
Sorry
easier.
for that.
That's okay. It's
No,
not you, it's the
not a problem.
internet.
Yeah, not a problem at all. And I can say that from personal experience. Not a problem at all.
Did you see this slime before?
I think it's the next one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
completed this one, so you can go to the next one. Yeah.
Sorry for the technology inconvenience.
No,
Not a problem.
no need to apologize.
I was telling you about Chile has one of the world's largest free trade agreement network in the world. Chile have two trade agreement with the 65 economies that give access to more than 5 billion people. That is the 88 global GDP. So that's made Chile a perfect platform to the world. Thinking of the bilateral relation between Chile and Trinidad and Tobago, it could be the key for strengthening bilateral ties. With this 32 trade agreement, Chile could be the bridge to the Trinidad and Tobago exporters to reach Asia, European countries, USA, Mexico, Canada, besides the others country with Chile has signed agreements. With getting to this market to those markets with professionals rates duty. Also, through the years, Chile has accumulated experience on doing business with those countries that facilitate the access, the cultural knowledge, the connections, and the trade. So that's why we say that Chile could be the bridge to Trinidad and Tobago to those markets. Also, Trinidad and Tobago could be the bridge to Chile to Chile exporters to reach the Caribbean, especially now that we have the partial scope treatment agreement under negotiation, as indicated Ambassador before. Chile at this moment has no trade agreement with the Caribbean, so Trinidad and Tobago could be the door for Chile to get to the Caribbean and increase the trade, the cooperations, the tourism, and the cultural exchange. Also, Chile is it's a part of the Alianza, Pacific Alliance, which is the 8th large economy worldwide. The Pacific Island is comprised by Chile, Colombia, Peru, and Mexico. It gives Chile access to 23.6 billion of people and an average of GDP of more than $18 million. Chile is a country connected with 60 airport and airfields and 77 ports. In the 2018-2020, Chile has received 255 cruise ships. Chile is the fourth sustainable and digital leader in the region. Chile is a laboratory for testing new technological and sustainable business. Chile is the perfect place for clean energy. Chile lead Latin American on the 2020 Global Connectivity Index. Chile is the number 5 hub in Latin America. We are connected to the world and committed to the globalization. The country's national electric mobility strategy is designed to ensure that 100% of vehicles source zero emission by the 2035. Chile is the number 7 in the world of highest mobile data consumption per user. Chile is the first in the world, in the region, of high data mobile consumption per user, and is the second in the world with the fastest fixed broadband. So why to think of Chile of a place to invest in? Well, in Chile, we have a government agency responsible for promoting Chile in the global market as a destination for investment for foreign direct investment, which is Invest Chile, that serve as a bridge between the investor and the business opportunity that countries offer, providing free of charge specialized service in the line with the country's economic development policy. And giving you here the contact of Invest Chile and its web page where you can dip the information. Also, Chile have a competitive advantage and business opportunity to attract foreign direct investment in the following key industry: food industry, global services, mining, energy, tourism, venture capital, and infrastructure. As I told you, at the web page of Invest Chile, you can dip this information, but I will show you a video where you can have an overlook of what Chile offers when we talk about investment.
We are Chile. For us, each day is an adventure. The adventure of learning, the adventure of growing, of harnessing new talent. We are a young country, but one that has come a long way. It has not always been easy. Our character has been forged by challenges, and we're proud of what we have built together. You know us. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about confidence and the future we're building today. We're talking about strength, transparency, and a country with a vision of international integration, with you as a partner. An ideal partnership for your project to thrive, with talent, with creativity, with leadership. We are Chile, the platform in Latin America for global business. Let us make your next project happen.
So, let's make together your next project happen in Chile. Now I will give you some information about ProChile and what we do. We are the Foreign Affairs Ministry institution that promotes Chile's offering of goods and service around the world. Our brand international network allows us to share investment opportunity in Chile and promote tourism. Our focus are in small and medium enterprises, exporters, and international buyers. We promote the liberalizations from a dynamic economy with an exportable offer recognized throughout the world. We are moving towards sustainable development, promoting innovation, inclusiveness, and digitalization. So that's what we do. And we do it with 56 commercial offices that are strategically located in the world, which main responsibility is to connect our offer with the global demand. As you can see in the map, all the white points are where we have an office. And we have 16 regional offices, which work closely with the Chilean exporter portfolio, promoting all the country's productive sector. In the Chilean map, all the red points are where we have an office established. Now we are offering the best of to the world, which is our exportable offer. We have 4 macro sectors that are agri-food, service industry, and creative industry. With the total amount that Chile is sending to Trinidad and Tobago, the 25% is agri-food, the 2% is services, and the 73% is industry. With the creative industry, we are still doing our work. I'm giving you here the key insights of the sectors, starting with the agri-food. Chile's variety agri-food offering are renowned for their quality. Our main product exports, so our main product export sectors are 32% seafood, 31% wine, and 76% fresh fruit. Our export reached over the 172 destinations around the world, meeting the strict international standards and certifications. Our main markets are United States, China, Japan, Brazil, and Holland. This is an industry with a high level of innovation and food growing, production and manufacturing processes. That's why I will talk a little more about the innovation in Chile, food innovation in Chile. Our key attributes for Chilean food are food safety. We have a natural phytosanitary barrier which insulate Chile's food, keeping them free from pests and disease. We offer quality. That is the result of our combination of geography, climate, experience, and professionalism. We give an international guarantee because Chilean products are valued and recognized in the global market. We have a traceability because we are completing monitoring of the productive process in accordance with the strict quality control standards, meaning we can offer certified products. We are giving to the world natural flavors because and freshness from the place of the origin. That's made Chile a world leading exporter. Chile plays
Okay, we seem to be experiencing a slight delay with technical issues again. But in the interim,
Joe,
yeah.
I'm sorry. If you want to, I can continue with the presentation.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, just for Liz to show up.
Sure, that's fine.
So Liz, if you're hearing us, we will wait for you. So I'm sorry. No, just put the presentation because I don't have it.
Yes, okay. Please put the presentation.
Put the presentation, Joe. Show the presentation, Joe, please.
Yeah, on our side, if we can have it shared on our side, please.
I send any PDF.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. When you were saying, Liz, okay.
Right, seems to be coming up.
Yeah, it's okay. Can you remind us, Liz, where in which slide?
We were at agri-food.
The page after the agri-food.
I think we went too far. Too far.
Yeah.
Stop.
Wrong here, yes.
I think it was before.
The one
What
Like,
before
yeah,
that?
before the other one. The other one, I think.
Wow, okay.
What, that one? I was saying that Chile's subsector of agri-food are wines. The Chilean wines offer included 356 exporting winery with a diverse range of niches, signatures, small productions, natural, organic, and dynamic wines. We have pisco, fresh fruit like apples, grapefruit, plums, pear, kiwi, lemon, cherry, blueberry, apricot. We also offer meats like pork, chicken, turkey, beef, and lamb. We also are offering seafood products like salmon, jack mackerel, muslin, sausage, and many others. Big products, dry and desiccated fruits, healthy foods, organic product, innovating in the food products and agro supplier. The next, please. I will talk a little more, a little deep in the organic products because Chile has an organic, ecological, and biological agricultural offering and are constantly growing. Noteworthy products include fresh and frozen blueberry, fresh apple, frozen raspberry, oil olive, wine, and fruit pulp. We have over 200 Chilean companies are currently exporting organic products to the world. Chile has 3 equivalents and mutual recognition agreement in place. One with Chile and the European Union agreement that was signed in the 2018, and the agreement with Brazil and Switzerland were signed in 2018. Some of the most important attributes in organic production in Chile are low environment impact, water efficient, soil improvement, low evidence of pest and disease, natural phytosanitary barriers, quality system, and clear rule and procedures. Chile's geographic climes and its workers' professionalism have led the international recognition of Chile organic production and its standards. Next, please. We have an innovating in the food. Chile have a geographic climes and human characteristic that made a unique, well-positioned to producer quality food producer with high quality safety standard. We have 5 categories such as food tech, specialized additive, fortified food, free from food, functional food, and supplements. Chile has developed modern export infrastructure and logistics. Its company use high technology for the productions, innovation, and processing of the varied producer in order to comply with the international standard and certifications. Consumer to world over have become more demanding, seeking our food that tastes good and are also nutritious, healthy, and offer psychological benefit. This has generated a great deal of space for Chilean to develop innovation. Next, please. We also offer agro-supplier. Over the past few decades, Chile has worked to modernize its agriculture developing a key sector for the entire processes. This make a significant contribution to the efficiency of our resources. It contributes to the development of sector, has allowed the country to have a strong leadership in the export sector. The chain of supplier of goods and services in the sector has allowed the industry to meet the highest international and environmental standard through the development of knowledge, technology, and innovation. We have offered bio inputs, container and packaging, irrigation system, technological solution, and variety of offering for the agricultural change. Next, please. Now comes the macro sector service. Services are the most dynamic sector in the global economy, representing 2/3 of the production and 1/3 of the employment and nearly the 20% of global trade for Chile. This category represents around 63% of Chilean GDP. Chilean service export total more than 1 billion in the 2021. The services are linked to innovation, exportation of knowledge, and add value. We have more than 600 individual entities exporting products and services in 1922. Next, please. We have a few subsectors of the Chilean services as a fintech, edutech, health tech, agricultural services, engineer services, construction services, renewable energy services, smart cities, international services, logistic, cybersecurity, and real techs. Next, please. One of the most growing sector in the services is the fintech. The sector is immersed in a propitious ecosystem. Chilean's banking is well established and enjoying a high level of penetration. Most cash transactions are conducted via electronic transfer. Chile has the highest bankizations rate in Latin America, and this sector has positioned itself as a strong ecosystem which soil financial sectors. The offerings are strong in payment methods, automated process management in digitalizations, mobile banking, insurance, big data, and predictive model, and so others. Next, please. We have also the engineer sector. Chilean engineer has achieved renown and prestige mainly in the area of seismic structure design, engineer of mining and engineers project, roadway infrastructure development, port, airport, software development and the development of industry projects associated with cellulose and agro industry and fishing. Next, please. At the subsector construction service, Chilean building is known for the quality and seriousness of the company, which is value capital for regional expansion. The offering are and real estate development, building and housing, civil work and installation for the infrastructure project, technological and methodological, digital solution for optimization of the construction process, software science and development for construction, architectural and real estate sector, design and development of application for real estate sales, service to contribute to create more efficient buildings through the use of technology, that which is smart building, and 3D modeling services. Next, please. And no conventional renewable energy and energy efficiency. This sector presents excellent growth potential, mainly due to the new global trends to seek to reduce emissions, increase clean of and sustainable energy matrices, and incorporate energy efficiency into process. Chile is ranking first as the renewable energy investment destination on the 2020. Chile is also the leading country for solar energy in Latin America. The subsector in this area are solar energy, wind energy, small hydroelectric, biomass, biogas, geotechnical, and ocean energy. Next, please. We also give educational service. We offer educational service. Chile is one of the most popular Latin America destination for students. It is home to some of the regional best university and offer good quality of life and unmatched cultural richness. Each year, over 26,000 international students choose to undertake their professional studies in Chile, growing as a student and professionals. Chile's high education system currently includes 34 professional institutions that serve for more than 300 students. 20 of these entities are accredited and they represent 94.6% of total professional institute enrollment in 2021. Chile's higher education system includes 15 technical training counters that serve for more than 100 students. Chile has a broad range of academic offering in all of fields that has been validated by the serious responsibility institution in general. These include diverse and flexible exchange program, short-term program for international students, personalized and tailor-made group programs, Spanish and Latin American culture courses, undergraduate and graduate programs in the area of study. Next, please. We have also offered for the retail tech. Chile is a region leader in the retail sector with retail chains that have a presence through the Latin America, including Falabella, Consums, and Replay. The sector offering includes solutions for international commerce and e-commerce, applicants for optimized process, stock profitability, and point of sales, gondolas, and more. Software development to support the process. Next, please. And now I will talk about the industry macro sector. With the digital revolution has allowed Chile companies in the industry sector to undertake an innovative and smart production process, streamlining and integrating advanced technology in their facilities and productions, positioning themselves with a comparative advantage over other countries in the region. Next, please. Our subsectors are mining goods suppliers, alternative use of copper, forestry supplier, forestry manufacturing, wood and wood byproducts, health and suppliers and pharmaceutical supplies, cosmetic industry, container and packaging, metallurgic, aquaculture suppliers. Next, please. We are giving deep information on the subsector of mining supplier, the world leading copper producer. Chile is the world leading copper producer. Chile has developed a wide range of goods and services for the mining and exportable offer renowned for their high standard. They are offering goods as a truck and loaders, supplies such as reagents, sulfuric acid, tires and greens media, steel product. The servings in the mining suppliers are engineer, consulting, installations, construction, general and maintenance services. Innovation is a constant factor of these industries. Each day, it becomes innovating fields that develop technologies based on solutions. Chile can offer supplier of the future to the work in the mining industry. Next, please. Also, we have a subsector that is an alternative use of copper. As a result of the pandemic, a series of innovation have been developed in the area of alternative uses of copper based on its biocidal actions and antibacterial and antimicrobial benefit. Chile have tried the development of medical supplies with the copper alternative, hospital equipment, textile for clinical use, medical clothing, metal pad, bandage, and dressing. Next, please. We have a strong in a forestry supply. The dynamic of Chile forestry goods and services supplier sectors has allowed it to achieve high level of development. The sector has technical and comprehensive offering for the industry in the form of both goods and services. We are offering forestry machinery and equipment, small mill and remanufacturers equipment, cutting tools and equipments, personal protective equipment, general forestry service, monitoring, overseeing optimizations, and engineer and architectural service. Next, please. Next, please. So that was my presentation. I will leave you with Ivy. Ivy will be talking about the economic creative, which I think it will be very interesting for all of you.
Right. I thank you very much, Ms. Rivas de Genebra. But firstly, I understand that technical issues. I can say this from a personal perspective. It can be frustrating. But I just wanted to know, no need to worry. Things happen. It happens to the best of us, and we appreciate all your efforts. And I can tell you from someone sitting watching the presentation, it is very engaging, very insightful, and thought-provoking. And it highlighted to us the best that Chile has to offer. And one of the things that stood out to me while watching it, I saw a vast array of telescopes, and that kind of piqued my interest. And I Googled it while listening to the presentation, and I saw that it's the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, which is said to be the largest astronomical project in existence. Single telescope of revolutionary design with 66 radio telescopes located in the Atacama Desert in northern Chile. So that's just an example of, you presented well, forgetting the technical issues, you delivered your message, and I really appreciate all that you have done and presented us today. And in that, one of the things that I would have spoken about before at the start is the partnership between Zamorano and Salas. And just like Zamorano and Salas, when you were experiencing your difficulties, in the blink of an eye, Miss Ivy Chavez ran in, and sought to assist also. So that gives the segue to now introduce Miss Ivy Chavez, who's the commercial representative of Pro Chile in Mexico. Ms. Chavez's work experience includes Sister State Coordinator at the Department of Foreign Affairs, also advisor at the Migrant Office, Department of Foreign Affairs, also advisor to the candidate to governor of Baja California. She went to the global business at Catholic University in Chile, social economy at the University of Puebla, and public management at the ITESO. So just want to introduce Ms. Chavez formally, even though you would have come in, and I really appreciate that, coming into the assistance and showing that what we try to do here today, which is show the beauty of partnership. And I really thank you for that. Ms. Chavez, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Joe. And hello, Ambassador. It's very nice to meet you again. Hello, Liz. And well, thank you to all the community of the Trinidad and Tobago Coalition of Services Industries, our 45 participants. And it's my special gratitude to Mr. Mark Ethiel, to Mr. Hayden Aline, Ms. Basti Gaidin, and Telia, if you're around there, please, a special hug for you. You have been very, very helpful. Thank you. Well, I'm going to share you my presentation. Just give me a minute, please. Oh, sorry. Could you just tell me when we have it there? Oh. Are you watching it? Can you see it?
Yes.
Great. So, well, thank you again. My presentation focuses in the Creative Economy Promotion Subdepartment. And as Liz told you, we are the Pro Chile, the institution that promotes exports in the whole world. We are part of the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And well, like 20 years ago, we are promoting this sector, mainly in the editorial and filming industry. But we are realized that this sector has value, has commercial value, and it's a way that the culture and the traditions of Chile can go around the world. So around 10 years ago, we created the department at Pro Chile. We created Economy Promotion Subdepartment, headed by Mr. Raúl Vilches. who is also the coordinator of the audiovisual sector. And we have a group of 5 people in this subdepartment. Fanny Gonzalez, she works with the animation and video games. Priscila Medina, she works with editorial, illustration, comic, and graphic novel. Jocelyn Velasco, the national coordinator of music and arts and crafts. Pamela Olavarria, she promotes fashion and design. And Gerardo Valle, who is the national coordinator of visual and performing arts. So I'm going to give you an overview of what we are going to talk about. First, the context and the strategic guidelines of ProChile, promoting this subsector. How do we promote the sector of creative industries? And we're going to talk about performing arts and music. So we, in ProChile, we always work with small and medium-sized exporters, because these enterprises are the ones who need the support of the government in order to export. We have 3.7 exports that correspond mainly of these small and medium-sized exporters of the total exports of ProChile. We have $1.8 billion in 2022, that exported, and that's 32.9 more than last year, 2021. As the distribution of regions, as Liz said, we have 16 regions. In the north, we have the driest desert, and at the south, you saw the glaciers. So mainly the central part of Chile is the focus of the Department of the Economy Promotion Industries, and the 65% are concentrated in the capital, the metropolitan region. The others are O'Higgins, Maule, and Valparaíso, which is known the most important port of exports and imports transportation. And well, we have 2,600 enterprises who are exporting in an emerging or irregular system. And of those, we as ProChile work with 1,197 clients or users. I'm going to talk about the work with the clients, because those are the enterprises that come to us in order to go and promote their services. So these 44% of the total are the one that we work directly with, but however, we have around 680 businesses that work with the economy industry, the creative economy industry. In order to focus a little bit about how we export and diversify our exportations, we have these 10 mainly subsectors that have the system, the custom systems, and we have been monitoring their exports. I would like to be very specific with this, because the service industry in the export industry is very difficult to detect all the exports in the service. You saw Liz's presentation about high tech, about architecture design, about engineering system services, etc. So the enterprises, they just go and sell engineered projects, for example, and in the services sector, it's like very difficult to detect how much of it comes as an export. So the audiovisual, animation, and advertising in this economy creative global statistics has almost 90% of all the exports in Chile. As I told you, the ecosystem of the creative industry, it gathers around 690 enterprises, and they create almost 2,000 jobs. In this range, we have 143 exporters and only 48 small and medium-sized exporters, which they export 51 millions, and yet they are directly working with us, which are almost 60% from the total exporters. Now, how do we promote them? How do we go and promote this industry? Well, we have created a strategy, and it's a very democratization of access of foreign trade. We have pillars and we have virtues. The pillars that support us in order to go and diversify and internationalize this sector, and also the virtues that help us transcend these exports. As pillars, we have growth and exports, diversification, and as Liz told you, Chile is a very big country in raw materials, in forestry, mining. So once we created the department, we realized that we have to be talent-oriented. So we really stressed in the diversification of the productive industry towards these services, the creative services, and to acknowledge the value that these creative industries come to the economic development of the country. We also have the diversification of the regions, so the involvement of these enterprises and also our involvement in the public sector could fortify their efforts to export. We, as Pro Chile, we have, as Lisa said, 54 trade offices and 18 regional offices, counting the central office of Pro Chile in Santiago. And the Association for Internationalization, it's almost our main pillar, because that gives us a huge range of arms in order to go and access different associations in the other countries. Our interinstitutional work as a public and private sector give us the strength just to go and promote this economy, this creative economy department. Our virtues, we are a talent and creativity oriented export. We work in a collaborative way. We want the businesses to be internationally recognized, and also their talent, their services, their property rights, so we can go to and expose our culture, our tradition, their view, and their diversification, and also the resilience and adaptation. And we are very appreciate all the effort that this sector had during the pandemic, because with everything closed, it was very difficult, for example, for the music sector or the performing arts to go and promote their catalogs. Our priority markets are, mainly in the Latin American region: Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and we have Japan also in the video games and animation industry, and United Kingdom, United States, and Uruguay. As I told you, we have 10 priority sectors: animation, audiovisual, arts and craft, designs, editorial, graphic novel, fashion, music, performing arts, video games, and visual arts. Well, in the collaborative work, we have plus 40, 50 associations, and in the public sector and the private sector, we are very keen to work with all in different committees. We have the Ministry of Culture, Corfo, which is the corporation of product that goes with the Ministry of Economy, Imagen de Chile, which is the one that promotes the brand of Chile worldwide, and of course, Customs. How do we go and promote the economy, the creative economy agenda? Well, we have 65 activities. That's business meetings, for example, and we participate in 70 international fairs. In North America, we are in 5 international fairs and 19 activities. In South America, 21 and 3, and also Europe and Asia. Recurring to the promotional brands, we have 3 in this creative economy sector. We have Cinema Chile, which is the most known. Cinema Chile. They go to different filming industry sectors, circuits. They have been here in Guadalajara. They also go to Sundance, for example, in the United States. They go to Cannes, the Marché du Film market. They also go to Spain. They have been in Japan also, and in Korea, in Busan. So they are always seeking with ProChile the markets where they can do business with. We also have another brand, it's called Chile Doc. It's for the non-fiction filming industry. And Chile Música, which is our newest brand for the music industry promotion. As Lisa said, we are keen in promoting these sectors and also to let the people, the industry, all the import industry to be our clients also, because yes, we work with the exports enterprises, but also the importers are the most important enterprises for us as the trade office abroad of Chile. So in order to help the exporters and also to show with the importers just the importance of the alliances in trade, we have tools. The Internationalization of Business Announcement Program, that's annual for association and enterprises. For example, if an enterprise in Chile has an importer and they go with ProChile and they would like to, participate in an international fair or participate in a business meeting with promotion, with help of translation, for example, with branding material, they can go with ProChile and join in this special program. We also have a Made for You ProChile program, which depends in a 24-month program. So these businesses have a most specialized program designed to enter a country. We have also had the e-Enexpro and the Enexpro, that they are business meetings in Chile, which importers can go and sit and visit the enterprises at their offices, and also to learn how to do business with Chile. We participate in fairs and festivals. We have digital catalogs, strategic programs for specific activities. For example, the ambassador told you about the wines. Well, we have activities specifically for wine, for example. And we also for the creative economy, of course, but just to give you an example. And well, the promotion and economic support to several international business meetings held in Chile that comes from the enterprises or the associations. So performing arts and music, where are we at? Performing arts and market mainly includes circus art, dance, theater, and opera. The Chilean performing arts companies stand out of their social and political content and the high level of authorship, composition, writing of their plays, achieving a varied, heterogeneous range of creations. They also have a high level of innovation, like multimedia, for example, and the experimental world and mixed disciplines. Our commercial offer in this performing arts subsector are staging of national shows and productions, restaging of national international works, the co-production and stage lighting design, stage direction, acting services, and scenic design services. The general overview of this subsector is that we have 472 theater companies, 130 circuses, and 236 dance companies, with an annual turnover in around $34,000. And all this range, the 73% of these companies export their services. In Chile, we have two main activities that gather business professionals. We have Fundación Teatro Mil, that it's Platea, this international festival, and the Platea Presenters Week. It's held in January. And it's a place where you gather and really know and be able to see, to be in a festival, in an activity that it's closed only to professionals. This year we had 263 professionals, 70 cultural collaborators, and 37 producers from around the world.
Bienvenidas, bienvenidos a imaginar y crear.
It wasn't meant to.
Funciona como un gran congreso, pero con muestras.
It wasn't meant to show. And the second one, it's Santiago of, that it's from the Fundación Santiago of Export Presenters Market. And it's like Festival Teatro Mil. It's also a platform where you can contact the programmers, the directors, or the professionals of Chile, and you can also watch and in a closed program for you in order to contact who would you like to bring to Trinidad and Tobago, and who would you like to, I don't know, take advice with. Also.
La Fundación Santiago Off se ha convertido en una institución representativa del sector de la.
Let's talk about music. Okay, the music industry, it's also one of our main cultural exports and icons. The main players of the music economy system in Chile are, the export sectors are creation, production, management, promotion, distribution, circulation, and consumption. Our commercial offer industry, it's centered in record label, booking and management, marketing, synchronization, musical instrument, hardware, and music tech. The general overview of this sector, it gathers 1,473 companies with a turnover of 40,000 in average. We have that of this total, barely 100 and 500 companies, the 70% of the companies they export. I would like to be very keen in showing you that we work with the producers, with the labels. We don't work with the artists. The Ministry of Culture has the program to promote the artists, and we work with the companies who export their services, and then we both, Ministry of Foreign Affairs from Pro Chile and Ministry of Culture, we join together the efforts in order to bring them to a special, I don't know, circuit with the producer, with the support of Pro Chile, and the artist with the support of the Ministry of Culture. We have the brand Chile Música, and this brand really helped us as Pro Chile to promote all range of music, and mainly with the producers who promote their artists or their services. With this initiative, we have been participating in circuits in Spain, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru. And well, we have broadened with this brand our our participation in other places like Canada, and well, we are like moving towards the European market and mainly in London, in the United Kingdom. Now, I have a video that I'm going to present you, and it goes like that.
Estamos en la cuarta edición de Corriente en Perú.
Estamos acá en Bilbao, País Vasco, España, en VIME 2022.
Estamos aquí en FinPro en Guadalajara.
Estamos en Colombia, en el VIME Bogotá.
Ya son 12 años en que hemos estado viniendo al Primavera Pro.
No podemos vincularnos si no sabemos quiénes somos, si no sabemos de dónde venimos, si no sabemos qué hacemos.
Fundamental participar en este tipo de ferias. Creemos que entre más hayan es mejor y es muy importante dónde sucede.
Nosotros venimos a aprender para que el desarrollo de la industria sea más concreto.
Chile, estando muy aislado, tiene mucho que beneficiarse de, digamos, del anclaje geográfico colombiano y también de como las dinámicas de mercado que hay en Colombia.
La relación que existe entre Chile y Perú es una relación potente de muchos años.
Conectado, digamos, no solamente por distancia, sino que también por culturas. Compartimos una cordillera de los Andes, la cultura andina.
El territorio chileno me parece un territorio súper fértil en pop, en indie rock, en shoegaze.
Yo creo que es de los países de Latinoamérica que más impacto y desarrollo está teniendo ahora mismo en España, ¿no?
En el poco tiempo que llevamos hemos estado en más de 10 ferias en este país y la atención de los españoles por la música chilena ha sido súper grande.
La industria musical chilena tiene muy buena reputación, a mi modo de ver, en el resto del mundo, no solo aquí en España, precisamente por el buen trabajo que se ha hecho por parte de las asociaciones que existen allá y la creación de una marca sectorial como es Chile Música.
Que tiene ya una estructura que yo creo que es un referente en el ámbito de Latinoamérica.
Hace que puedan centralizar y enfocar los procesos de networking al grado de que sí hay alguien que se preocupe que las cosas pasen.
Un ente que agrupa, digamos, a todos estos productores, a toda esta gente de la industria allá y lo podemos encontrar a todos en grupo, como ahora que han venido en delegación.
Chile da cátedra en exportación de música. La delegación chilena siempre es muy grande, es muy activa, que van con la bandera país y con la marca país de acá para allá.
Hoy estoy alucinando con todo el equipo que habéis venido de Chile Música, es increíble, creo que es de las mejores oficinas de exportación que conozco.
Están en todos lados, son colaborativos, siempre están pendientes de pues, cómo podemos hacer cosas juntos y desde España los envidiamos porque nos encantaría poder estar en tantos lugares como ellos.
Tenemos una agencia de prensa trabajando acá en Perú y los mismos vínculos que nos hace Pro Chile, la Embajada, los Ministerios de la Cultura.
Se están haciendo diversas actividades entre showcases, cócteles de networking, charlas.
Chile tiene los procesos asociativos más fuertes del continente y Chile Música claramente pues es un resultado de eso.
De hecho, nosotros lo utilizamos como ejemplo en el resto de Latinoamérica, con otros lugares donde todavía no hay una marca, una oficina de exportación o algo similar.
Como tienen tanta presencia en tantos países y han logrado abrir sus panorama musical hacia demasiados contextos, o sea, ese conocimiento de poder internacionalizar de manera tan específica, muy poca gente lo tiene.
Nosotros creemos firmemente en las alianzas recíprocas. Eso creemos que es lo que hace que las industrias crezcan y para eso estamos acá.
Entonces, Chile Música tiene la fuerza de la agrupación y del apoyo institucional y el empeño y la emoción de las empresas y de los artistas independientes.
Eso no va a tener final, yo creo que esto va a ir evolucionando y tenemos más bien que ponerle atención para ir caminando junto con ello.
And in this sector, in the music sector, we have Business Meet in Chile. It's a very wide range of activities and places that we held this business meeting. For example, Fluvial, it's in the southern part of Chile, Valdivia, and Jazz Chile, Encuentro Mesur, and Festival Rec are held in Santiago. But for example, Rocódromo, it's a program for the Ministry of Culture that goes to all the 16 regions of Chile in order to promote in Chile also the music industry. So these are like the platforms where you can go and check out the programmers, the directors, the labels, and also the artists, but it's mainly for professionals. And I have a bonus track. I know that you are super top in tourism, but we also have very beautiful places. And well, we have a small video, it's like a 2-minute video, and please indulge me to present where the possible is possible.
Chile, a country that builds a future in the south of the world, a narrow strip between the Pacific Ocean and the majestic Andes mountain range, along an extensive territory that travels from the most arid desert to the eternal ice of the south. In the north of Chile, its desert of transparent nights is recognized as a window to the universe. Under the sun, you can discover vast esplanades of sand with lagoons of an intense blue color and incredible geysers. In the midst of the immense tranquility, small towns that maintain their ancestral customs. Towards the center of the country, rich vineyards emerge in its valleys, very close to beautiful beaches and picturesque cities. Also modern ski centers and incredible landscapes for mountain tourism. A few kilometers south of the great capital, Santiago, is an area of rich peasant traditions with heritage wines and delicious cuisine that brings together the best of the countryside and the sea. In Chile, a unique culture also amazes with the magical landscapes of the Rapa Nui Island with its pink sand beaches, its volcanoes, meadows, and the ancient and mysterious moles. Further south, its forests, its intense vegetation and varied fauna are surprising. Lakes, rivers, and volcanoes. One of the most beautiful places in the world, but also challenging for adventure tourism. Finally, the Chilean Patagonia, beauty and nature in its pure state. Mountains, fjords, glaciers, forests, steppes, where the courtesy of its people, the culture of its people, and its rich traditions stand out, very close to the fascinating, unique, and unexplored Antarctica. Pro-Chile, contributing to the sustainable development of the country and tourism through a national and international network of specialized and committed people. Discover the best of Chile through its outstanding and innovative exportable offer. Chile, where the impossible is possible.
Well, I really thank you for this opportunity in showing you who we are, what we're doing in the economic industry department. And well, also I hope that I can get your curiosity, because I think that interest, curiosity, and well, also the alliances that you can get with the Chilean economy sector, with the enterprises, with the people. And I would like to stress in the people. You create alliances with people, and you have to know them. You have to show them who you are in order to get into these commercial trade businesses. So I really thank you, and I give you, I don't know, my applaud to this, also to these activities where we can show who we are.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Chavez. I think from the applause that we see going up, the virtual applauses that we see going up, it shows that your presentation has really hit the spot. So I want to thank you for that presentation. I want to thank all the presenters so far. So now we try to make this as interactive as possible, So now we're going to get into the Q&A session. I invite all participants. You will see the tab at the bottom of your screen. If you have any questions that you would like asked, we give you the opportunity to pose your question there. We can also answer the questions. I think some questions may have been answered already virtually, but we can also pose the questions to our panelists. Mr. Edgel, I see your hand is up. You have a question or concern that you'd like to raise at this point?
No, definitely not a concern. And thank all the presenters from Chile for the information shared this morning. I do have a question. Very interesting information shared, and the diversity of the various services and opportunities that exist in Chile. Do you guys have a value or an investment amount that is allocated to the development of services in Chile? Is it a percentage of revenue? Is it what? How is your service sector supported, and what sort of investment is the government putting behind the development of services, and what is the value of those services in Chile in terms of investment versus return? If anyone would like to question.
Elise, are you gonna answer that? We can't hear you. Well, we have the Office of Investment, Invest Chile, as Liz said, and actually they have all the numbers that you want. In services, we are very stressed. We're very interested in the green energy sector and high tech. We are working here in Mexico with two possible investors. But there are investors from mainly Colombia, Peru, Mexico, mainly from the Latin American region in Chile. But all the revenue, the percentage, etc., it's the Invest Chile office who can give you,
Okay, thank you. One of the things I would like to recommend as well, given the extent of your structure and investment in the creative arts, I think maybe some exchange programs or even some training opportunities to bring some of your theater and performances to Trinidad as training opportunities for your students as well, or your service providers, as well as for our providers over here to learn from you all and the expertise that you all are working with and that you all can bring to the table. So I think we have opportunities there to definitely collaborate across several platforms to invite some of your service providers to Trinidad to exchange some of the knowledge and technical skills.
Yes, of course. Well, I thank you also to Liz to give us this opportunity to present, because I put the name of the person who is specialized in performing arts, and performing arts and music could be also, but mainly performing arts, and Gerardo Valle. I will give Lisa's, she has his email, but I will get in touch with Gerardo so you can, I don't know, deepen the information. And of course, we are very open to any questions that you have in that sector.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Ms. Chavez. Thank you, Mr. Edgel. All right, at this point, I just want to bring in the CEO of the TTCSI, Ms. Vashi Gaidi. Vashi, is there anything that you would like to say after watching today's presentations?
Sure. So first and foremost, Les, Ivy, I am blown away by the information that you all presented. I'm sure the participants would be utilizing this information, and also highlight one of, from a researcher's point of view, because I'm a researcher, Chile has been very consistent in terms of improvements in global competitiveness and human development. And one of the key mechanisms that they have done this is to focus on innovation and building an entrepreneurial spirit. And so, President, I may be Chilean here because in terms of one of the aspects that they have done, and one of the most successful programs that they have done this through, is Startup Chile. And unlike any other accelerator program, this program is geared towards promoted and positioning Santiago as an entrepreneurial and innovation hub. So much so that when I started looking at how we were to create an export accelerator program for our services exporters, I looked specifically at Startup Chile, because the missing ingredient was how do you impact on the exporters and inculcate an exporters mindset. So this program started in 2010 with 22 startups from 14 countries. A year later, there were more than 300 firms that registered. And fast track 13 years later, it's over 2,000 applications for this program. And without a doubt, it is one of the most successful accelerator programs globally. So much so back in 2021, we held a webinar with Startup Chile to see how best we can partner with you all to introduce this program in Trinidad and Tobago. So this is and that I would like to put on the table again, because we are definitely interested in to see how we can concretize this plan.
And I could back up our CEO there in that we have had significant interest in the success of the Startup Chile program. It is, I mean, a flagship beacon of what we all should be doing and can accomplish. We have looked at opportunities and looked into the possibility of trying to establish similar things within our own economy here. So it is, I mean, congratulations on that. I think the returns that you all are deriving from the Startup Chile program far exceed the investment that is actually being made into it from the information that I've seen. So I mean, it's definitely a proven formula in terms of how to go about developing not only the small and medium enterprise or business startup, but also further developing your own economy based on the tax revenue that is being derived from those businesses who are operating in Chile through that program. So I think we can still definitely learn a lot. As Vashti has said, collaborating with you all and partnering on some of these programs will be, a significant step in the right direction for us. Even if it is that we can, I think one of the biggest challenges for a Trinidad entrepreneur looking to participate in the Startup Chile program was the requirement to actually relocate to Chile for at least 1 year to establish an office there. So if there are any mechanisms that can maintain a presence in Trinidad, but deal with a tax liability to Chile, based on the revenue, or even if there's a link through the banking system or something through Chile and a registration of a company there that can operate out of Trinidad with your support, we may see more collaboration across borders with that type of program. So I think try and determine exactly how or if there are any opportunities for that kind of flexibility. Vasya, you could chime in if you agree or disagree.
Again, we will have to have discussions with the Startup Chile.
Sure. I mean, we can connect you also with the directors of the Startup Chile, and well, Startup Chile has the support of the Ministry of Economics, so it's really into that sector. But of course, through LEAS, we can make like these video calls with the directors, with the organizers, and also to help you. I mean, I know it's innovation, like the big theme, the big concept, but also which sectors are working in Chile, right? So you can stress into that sector, and the specialized person who works with the sectors. So of course, we through LEAS we can make there an alliance.
Yes, we would love to make the connection. with the startup program, as Ivy say, we will do it. We can program a space like this that you will get the information of the experience on how they go, how they grow up with how they are today.
All right. Thank you very much. Now, I believe following the presentations that we saw by Ms. Rivas de Ginebra and Ms. Chavez, a question that came to many of us is, how do you get to Chile? You know, and that's one of the questions that was raised in our Q&A tab earlier. And the question was if there's a direct flight from Trinidad to Chile. So far, we have gotten a response from the president of the TTCSI online, and he's saying that at the moment there's no direct flight. So as it stands, you'll have to travel via Panama or the United States. But one of the fantastic things about this webinar is that we always have some very high-profile guests with us, and one of those guests that we have today is the Venezuelan ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, His Excellency Alvaro Enrique Sanchez Cordero. Ambassador, I understand that you may be willing to also add some input and insight into this question for us also.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador.
Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Mr. Edgehill, the president of TTCSI, of course, all of the organizers, Vashti, Mr. Aline, and of course, with due regards to my friend, His Excellency Hernan Núñez, the ambassador of Chile. And once again, congratulations for this wonderful and very comprehensive webinar, where a lot of good and important and relevant information has been put out for the benefit of Latin American and Caribbean integration. So I congratulate all of you for that. Well, little by little, throughout these seminars, I have become kind of like a travel agent, because I always say a few things about the connectivity between Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Latin American and Caribbean region. And well, there is a good reason for that, a positive reason, and that is that lately, fortunately, Venezuela is becoming a regional hub. So, and with more time, I think such concept will be strengthened and projected even more. So regarding Chile, obviously it's not the exception. Chile is a very, very important country and nation for Venezuela. And at the moment, there is a Venezuelan airline carrier, Stellar, that has a weekly flight, direct flight from Caracas to Santiago de Chile each Saturday, and it comes back to Venezuela on Sundays. In addition to that, the Chilean airline LATAM will have very soon a direct flight as well daily, direct flight between Venezuela and Chile. But at the moment, you can also fly through LATAM from Venezuela to Santiago de Chile with a stop in Lima, Peru. But soon will be even a direct flight. And as you all know, you can fly from Trinidad and Tobago to Caracas. It's a little bit over 1 hour flight via Caribbean Airlines each Saturday. So you can easily fly from Trinidad and Tobago, from Port of Spain to Caracas on a Saturday morning, and that same day fly to Santiago, either on LATAM when they have these direct flights, or stopping in Lima, or if you fly on a Saturday, since that flight is very early in the morning, you can also you may be able to catch the Stellar flight to Santiago. Otherwise, you can always stay in Venezuela for a few days, and that will be enjoyable for sure. So that's all I wanted to just share with you. Once again, to convey our gratitude for the invitation and our congratulations to the whole of you for such a wonderful and comprehensive presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And it's always a pleasure to have you with us, always adding to the discussion and the discourse that we have. Right.
Well,
so,
Angela.
Hi, Miss Leloy, how are you? Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
I just wondered if I could I could jump in a little bit here.
Of course.
I'm home. Let's see if my video works. So maybe it's not something you want to see really. But obviously not working, so let's go. I'm getting problems. But the thing about it, what I wanted to see was it really was exceptionally interesting listening to Chile. I certainly learned a lot about the geography of Chile. It certainly makes me want to go to Chile, so I may have to take the ambassador on the Venezuela trip and then head to Santiago. But it really was an eye opener. I really want to say to Vashti particularly, who has been instrumental in pushing these sessions. It has really been a tremendous learning experience, certainly for me, on what Chile has to offer. I know of Chile, but I really never felt Chile as I did through you, Liz, Ivy. I think you've done a phenomenal presentation to certainly sell your country. And I'm a hard sell, but between you and me, I was sold. So I think we'll have to organize a trip to Chile from TTCSI if it's one of those sessions that you go across. I certainly will jump on that bandwagon when it's done. So again, thank you very much, people, and again to TTCSI for hosting this. That's it. Sorry, Joel.
No apology. No need to apologize at all, Ms. Roy. And Ms. Roy, has always been present with us, and thank you for that valuable input. I also want to bring our next TTCSI director into the conversation at this point in time. And the same way the ambassador to Venezuela, His Excellency, would always be able to help us in terms of the travel between some of the countries. We have TTCSI director, Mr. Hayden Alain, who helps us navigate the shipping aspect of it. And the reason I want to bring Mr. Alain into the conversation right now is because I'm seeing two questions that came up with respect to what are the existing shipping lines or options and the shipping duration between the ports of Chile and Port of Spain. So I just want to know if Mr. Alain could shed some light into that for us and give us some different insights or perspective.
Good morning, everyone. Speaking directly to the question of the shipping lines coming out of Chile, that would be most of the global lines. So CMA, that also called in Trinidad. So CMA, CGM, MSC, Hapag-Lloyd, they all have services that would allow you to select Chile as your origin. One of the ports in Chile, there are many of them, the most popular being San Antonio. And furthest north, I would say. So that would make it popular. But in terms of a connection, there is usually a route through the Panama Canal to the north, or you can look at inland transport. So each line will give you the best permutation at the time for if they want to price it. You will most likely have to go to the line and do an actual rate request, and they will find the best option for you. But we do have the major lines, global shipping lines that call in Trinidad coming out of Chile. In terms of the duration, I can't put a firm finger on that, but I would imagine 2 to 3 weeks, or could be a little longer to get from Chile to Port of Spain. And that is in consideration of the delays taking place in Panama right now as well.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I just want to thank Mr. Alain for helping us answer that question. And I think that also shows the strength that the TTCSI board has, because we have Director Alain able to give us that perspective. We just had Director Leloy also willing to assist us in terms of bringing things into perspective for us. And I just want to thank the two directors for that assistance. Right. So yeah, I was watching one of the questions. I agree with what Ms. McSween is saying, that the presentations that we have seen from Ms. Chavez and Andreas has really been exceptional. And I think, as speaking for myself, but it makes me also want to go to Chile in the morning, but it shows that the diversity that Chile has to offer. And that's one of the questions that I had, because looking at it, Chile has so diverse in terms of the distance from the north to the south. Do you think that helps or impacts, or how does it help or impact in terms of trade and that sort of relationship, the distance within Chile itself?
As you said, Joel, it is a very long country, and our impact, I think, is it's a great for the Chilean product that we are offering to the world. Because for the matter that we have a dryness climb in the north, and then the lows climb in the west, has allowed us to have a very variety and diverse product offer. So I think that we are long, but that goes better for Chile to have better products and services to the world. We are a great and different country with all the climate in it, and it's great for our products and services.
All right, thank you very much,
I will
Ms. Chavez.
also,
Yep.
yes, I will also, well, with the permission of the ambassador, Mr. Hernan Núñez, since the 70s, it was a political perspective to make Chile an exporting country. So, as you said, in the north, we have the driest desert, but we also have the lucrative mining industry, it's copper. And in the south, we have the coldest climate, but we also have salmon. So during the 80s and the 90s, it's been a regulation for the government to specialize the enterprises into the exporting businesses. So with the government support, these enterprises in copper, salmon, forestry, aquaculture, they specialize in exporting pristine products. So you say, well, Chile is like an island because we have the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, we have the Andes mountains, desert, and glaciers. And that's why Chile has these standards of the best products in agri-foods, also in mining, forestry. And then came the 90s and the 20s, and we have to innovate. We have to take special notice in what was the world demanding. And that's when it came high-tech services, manufacturing products, high-value products. And well, regarding the regions and the diversity of the regions, we specialized in what region could bring us the best product and services to the world. And that's what the agency of ProChile, the promotion agency of ProChile, are working. So we work with the demand. What do the world are buying? But what can we offer as a country as a difference or as a value sector, right? So I hope I could give you more information about that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Chavez. All right, Ambassador, as we look to come to the end of today's session, very informative session, I just want to give you the opportunity. Are there any final words after watching the presentations, after hearing some of the questions, some of the statements have been made? Are there any final words that you'd like to leave with us, Ambassador?
Okay, of course, just a few words. First of all, thank you. This is a great opportunity for all of us. Second, I think we have a lot of work to do. That's really important. And the other important point, I'm here to work. And I want to work with you. We have in the next future our trade agreement, and we have a lot of opportunities. And I think that's important that when two small countries work together for a better future. And the one idea that I want to highlight, that's in the case of Chile, that's a very important point, is exactly the place in that the private and public sector work together to achieve one goal. And that goal is Chile. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Really appreciate it. All right, so now as we come to the all good things come to an end, unfortunately, and as we near the ending of our session, I just would like to bring Director Arlene back to the floor. Director Arlene, the floor is yours at this time.
Good afternoon now. You're just past the 1 minute past the 12 noon marker. This was really, really an exceptional session. And I want to add, when Vashti spoke of Startup Chile, we actually do have a Trinidadian entrepreneur who was part of that in 2019, Dingole Limited, who was the first Trinidadian ever to be selected to be part of that program, who took an app, Panjam, to sort of reimagine the teaching of music to seniors. And they did have to spend a year in Chile and set up office. So that program has been accessed by locals, and it's a personal friend of mine, and I actually had a discussion with him coming into this to do the vote of thanks when I mentioned to him, and it was really a wonderful experience for him. He learned a lot. It has actually progressed his business a lot. So it's there, and thank you very much for that. For today, I mean, the presentations were really excellent. For me, I love the theme, and I would like to thank you very much for bringing it to the forefront. People, show them who you are. I found that to be very profound. Ms. Ivy Chavez, when you brought it up in your presentation, it was really wonderful to see somebody understand the nature of integration and functional trade between territories. There needs to be that mutual understanding of how the people operate, how they do things, and celebrate and integrate that uniqueness. So thank you very much for that. So I could just now jump into my formal vote of thanks. I would like to say a special thanks to the panel, His Excellency Hernan Nunez, His Excellency, Guest Excellency, Mr. Alvaro Sanchez from Venezuela. Thank you all very much for taking time from your busy schedules to be with us and to give us some critical insight. The representatives of Pro Chile, Ms. Liz Rivas and Ms. Ivy Chavez, thank you very much. The presentations were really outstanding. We learned a lot. And I think I could speak for everyone when we say we got a really firm understanding of who you are and what you are offering us and hoping to integrate. The TTCSI directors on the panel, President Mark Edgell, thank you very much, sir. Always there and leading the fight with services in Trinidad and Tobago. And Director Leloy, thank you very much for your presence and input. To you, my good friend Joel, an excellent job moderating again. And to Vashti and team, thank you very much. Again, one continued appreciation and gratitude for championing this initiative and opening up to the wider community so that we can all learn the intricacies of doing business in these different territories. Thank you very much. Exceptional job once again. To our sponsors, Exim Bank, First Citizen Bank, Republic Bank Limited, thank you very much. National Energy Corporation, NCB Merchant Bank, and the Unit Trust Corporation. Thank you for your continued support. We know that nothing is made possible, nothing can be possible without your continued support. And just a note, today's session felt very timely. We came out of a national budget this week, and two of the the main pillars discussed in the brought forward in the budget or highlighted was the issue of food security and how do we feed ourselves and how do we partner with people so we can improve food security, and trade is a big part of that. Chile has a lot to offer in that respect. And another area was digitization, expanding that, and we already see Chile's focus on digitization and innovation, and our entrepreneurs having access to that. I think this session was very timely, and I thank you all very much. To everyone who took the time off from their schedule to log in, to be part of the conversation, to hear what we have to say, what the representatives of Chile have to say, to ask the difficult questions. Thank you very much. And I look forward to the other webinar that is soon to come. So thank you all very much. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director Alain. Always insightful when you are with us. All right. At this point in time, we're just coming to the end of the session, and just to piggyback on Director Alain, I want to thank you all for joining us today. You know, without you all, what we would have been saying is we'd be talking to each other. You know, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is for us to come together and to instill partnership. Vashti, seen your hand up. You wanted to say something? Yep.
Yes. Right. So my good friend Rebecca Coburn reminded us about 2 sessions ago to note how well our Latin American colleagues English, note how significant the level of English that they speak.
Yes.
So President, directors, we have to challenge ourselves. As you all know, this is a series of doing business with the world. So let's commit by the end of this series, which will be November of next year. Let's see if we can do a full Spanish session.
Oh,
sí, señora. Sí, señorita. No hay problema.
President Angel is ahead of the curve already.
No, hablo español poquito, muy poquito.
Oh. Okay. I think that's a very good challenge that you have put forward, CEO Guiding. I think that's a good challenge, and it's good to see the directors already on board. We had Director Lilo, we had President Edghill already on board.
We would obviously employ the assistance of our Latin American collaborators. Of course. Help us to practice, because we have no one to speak to.
That's the problem.
Yeah. All right. So, folks, all good things unfortunately must come to an end. So I just want to thank you for joining us today. I want to thank each and every one of the participants. Fantastic presentations. And I hope you all have a great, safe, enjoyable, productive day today. And look forward to learning more about Chile as we go forward. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye,
Bye, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye.
Take care.